Hey guys, it's been a while. So yeah, let's get on with it. Now, right. So let's talk about the 1 o'clock strategy. It's at 1 o'clock New York session open strategy. Like I mentioned on one particular session, it is 1 o'clock on my side of the world, right? It is 1 o'clock on my side of the world. So how does it go? By 1 o'clock, yeah, that's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So New York session, maybe like 9 o'clock or so on any other person's side. I don't know what time is it on every other person's side, but it's 1 o'clock on my side, New York session. So what do I do? This is the 1 o'clock candle. This is the 1 o'clock candle. This particular candle is the 1 o'clock candle. So I let it close. It will close after 15 minutes. So that's it's the 15 minutes time frame, right? It closes after 15 minutes. That's at 1:15. Then I mark the high and the low of that candle. That's at 1:15. I mark the high and the low of that candle. That's at 1:15 after it has closed and the new one has opened. I mark the high and the low, right? Now I switch to 5 minutes. I switch to 5 minutes. Now on now this is the 5 minutes. I switch after marking the high and the low, I then switch to 5 minutes. Now I wait for price to break and close above either the high or the low, right? So that's what we're still doing here. I've been waiting for price to close. This is 1 o'clock, 1:05, 1:10. This is 1:15. This is 1:20. This is 1:25, and the 1:25 candle would close soon. I will close at 1:30. So I wait for price to break and close above either the high or the low. So it is ORB, basically open range breakout. It's not like how we usually trade here. You know how we usually trade here? We wait for a sweep of range high, a pullback. Sorry. Our usual trading pattern here is that we wait for a sweep of range high, a pullback, a sweep of that sweep, a pullback, market structure shifts, break of that structure, pullback, take the trade with fair value gap or OB, and follow to your opposite side of the range. That's how we trade normally But then this 15 minutes this 1 o'clock strategy, okay, since the price is going for the high. So this 1 o'clock strategy, yeah, this 1 o'clock strategy is what I'm trying to teach guys because it works. It delivers one-to-one 90% of the time. 90% of the time, probably even 99% of the time, it delivers 1:1. I noticed that it delivers 1:1. Maybe I should say it's 5% of the time. But what I'm trying to say is that it is an high probability setup for someone that wants to trade one-to-one. All right. So as you can see, at 1:30, it's almost 1:30 and price might close above the high. So we wait for price to close either above the high or below the low. Now, after price, okay, let's wait. How many more seconds? 20 seconds. It's basically open range breakout. So, but we always target 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's New York session, Jerry. So it's basically a breakout, then a pullback to the high. You take your buy and you follow it 1:2 or 1:3 or 1:1, depending on the area you want to trade. You see it has closed. Now price has closed above the range high. We wait for it to come back to range high. We wait for price to come back to retest range high. Then we take our buy. from there and push 1 to 2. That is if price comes back to the range high. But if price doesn't, then we let it go. So now we put our long SL at the opposing side of the range, which would be at CRT low. Then you can mark out your 1 to 1, can mark out your 1 to 1, or your 1 to 2, or your 1 to 2, or your 1 to 3. But the higher the RR, the lower the probability of price getting there. So if price delivers 1 to 1, 90% of the time, it will deliver 1 to 2, let's say about 70% of the time, or 60%, and 1 to 3 about, who knows, 50% of the time. But where longer RRs work is in situations where you know where price is going. You understand? Like, you know the direction price is moving in. Like either they are buy side, for instance, in the buy, either they are buy side liquidities that you can clearly see that price can go for, or in a sell situation, either they are sell side liquidities that you can see that price might go for. So this is 1, 2, 3. Now, price has gone for every available buy side liquidity, right? That is this buy push that happened, swept a lot of liquidities. I'm coming, let me show you guys on the swept buy side liquidities, swept liquidities. It did a lot of liquidities. So you could see previously I was cleared, this buy side liquidity was cleared, everything was cleared. If you switch to the 4-hour, you could see the same thing. It's cleared liquidities. So I don't know. I am looking for sales normally. So normally I want to sell gold. But anyways, I would have to, of course, wait for a sweep of the sweep. You know how we trade here. So a sweep of range high, pullback, a sweep of that sweep, then see structure and follow price to the opposite side of the range. That's how we trade here. But I don't know. I don't think price is coming back to give us a retest. But basically, these are the range breakouts. Oh, there's news. I didn't know there was. Ah, money. So we forgot to check our fundamentals. Forgot to check news. There's news. There is news. There is news. So true. Yeah. USD, okay, job claims. Oh, there is news. There is news. There was high impact news today. High. And there are still more, but there are low impact news in that's 25 minutes. So price is pushing already. But look at this kind of thing. If we took a buy the moment it broke out, IFO, that is IFO. I'm not saying take a buy. I'm saying if we took a buy the moment it broke out, someone that wants a 1-to-1 would have taken their 1-to-1. And someone that wants a 1-to-2, 1-to-3 might probably get it. But the point is you have to wait for a retest, right? You have to always wait for the retest. Most of the time, at least. That's what I would like to say. Wait for the retest. That's what we do here. You wait for the retest. If the retest happens, fine. If the retest doesn't happen, leave it alone. So basically, that's the strategy, and it works. It works. It actually does work. Um, it worked. I used it yesterday, and I booked 1 to 3 yesterday, and that's because okay, I had a clear direction in mind of where okay, I think price is heading in this direction, so I can take this trade. Yeah, I think price is heading in this direction, so I can take this trade. So I had a clear direction in mind. This candle is angry, very angry. Not coming back for us. Executive 221, actual 226,219. So they should be in favor of the dollar. Worse than expected. Worse than expected. So it's not in favor of the dollar. Hmm. Anyways, anything can happen. But guys, that is basically a rundown of what it is. That's basically a rundown of the strategy and if we should back test, is it back test? We should back test the strategy and try and see whether it works or not. Let me mark out this previous day, then switch. So okay, now this was yesterday. This was yesterday. I marked out all of yesterday. Let's look for 1 o'clock. Nice. Let's look for 1 o'clock. Was it yesterday I took this trade? Was it yesterday I took this trade? I think it was yesterday I took that trade. I took this trade with this strategy. This is the 1 o'clock candle. This is yesterday's candle. As you can see, Tuesday, 1 o'clock. So, all right. Oh, can I run to ain't there? High, range high, range low, range low. Now, we go to 5 minutes. And where are you? Right. I think yes, it was yesterday now. It was yesterday we took this trade. How did we used to take this trade yesterday? Those files. Where was it? Okay, yesterday too. It seems like yesterday too. Price did not come back. This is 1 o'clock, 1:05, 1:15. Price broke out. Price did not come back. Price pushed. So it didn't work yesterday. When did it then work? Price did not come back yesterday too. Sorry. I think it's if it didn't come back on Wednesday, then did we get that comeback? Alright, I think we can delete this guy now. Let's go back to the daily. Price didn't come back yesterday. Let's go back to the daily. I tried that strategy this week. Yes. It worked during NFP day and it worked after NFP. It worked during NFP day and it worked after NFP. All right. Okay. This is 12. It's Monday. This Tuesday. Tuesday, Monday. What's today? It's Tuesday. It's Wednesday. This is Thursday. It's Wednesday. No, yesterday was Wednesday. Wednesday, 1 o'clock. Let's check this again. Let's check this again because I know I used this thing. It worked on NFP. It worked on NFP and it worked after NFP. I know I used it. I know I've tried it twice this week. It was NFP not this week, but last weekend. Whenever NFP was cherry. Look at this fall though. Look at this thing. Be sure we want to take this. Be sure we still want to take this without it coming back down. Looks scary. Where are you? Exactly. Price came back. Price came back to it. Price came back to it and delivered. Price came back to range high. Here, as you can see, price came back to range high. So you could see the breakout at this point. Price rallied back to range high. Price came back to range high. So it worked on Wednesday. Price came back to range high. The breakout and then price came back to range high. SL here. Yes, now we had the setup. We had the setup and it pushed we pushed 1 to 3, 1 is to 3 RR with it. Yeah, this particular setup. We pushed 1 is to 3 RR with it. We pushed 1 is to 3 RR. This setup. Because price broke out in the mini money mode, came back to tap to retest range high, then pushed and we got 1 to 3. And we got 1 to 3 easy before it then crashed and then came to tap this OP, then pushed up. So basically that's all there is. That's all there is to know about this particular open range breakout strategy. That's all there is to know about it basically. So on gold, I don't know about that PS. I only trade gold. We all know we only trade gold here. So seems like there was a spike due to news. We only trade gold here. So on gold, it worked on Wednesday. NFP was first Friday in this month was last week. That's first of this month. On the first of this month, it worked too. It's just let's try to August, July, Friday. These were the only times I tried them. I'm just talking of the times I tried them. It's not our usual trading strategy, and most of the times when we've taken our TP, we don't bother with looking for another trade. Most of the times when we've taken our take, when we hit take profit, we don't bother taking another trade. We just rest up for the day. All right, I think it's worked on NFP day. It's worked on NFP day. It delivered very clean RR. Except if we jumped the trade on NFP day, which I doubt we did. But it's worked on NFP. It's worked on NFPD. Let's just take a look at our BBDOL. Maybe we should set the price alert. Just in case. Maybe we should set a price alert. Maybe we should set a price alert. Maybe we should set the price alert at the retest. Exactly. Let's see. And now we can go back and try and get what we're doing. This came back. We got 1, 2, 3 of this. So it worked on Wednesday. It didn't work on Tuesday. Price did not come back on Tuesday. Price didn't come back on Tuesday. Price didn't come back on Tuesday. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. You know, let's just go through the week. All right, 65 minutes. What's this now? Seems like price is pushing for that side. I just hope we don't get stopped out. All right. See, price, it worked on NFPD. It worked on NFPD. This is the 1 o'clock candle. You can see the breakout and its price came back to retest. And then price shot up. As you can see that it's worked on NFPD too. SL here, SL at the low, and it's even delivered because that day our TP was at I've forgotten. It was the 1:7 trade, I think. The target, we just stretched it out because we're waiting for price to of course go and sweep CI to go and sweep. Okay. All right, we've gotten triggered. So anyways, we've shown that it worked on NFPD. It worked on NFPD. Yeah. Let's see if it would hold. There are chances that the trade might not hold based off the rejection and the reaction from this side of the fair value gap. There's a fair value gap on the 15 minutes. This is a very humongous fair value gap on the 15 minutes candle. And price taps into the 50% of the fair value gap, and we will see the rejection. So we might get sales. We also want to sell, but we've not seen our confluences, the things we like to see before we take a trade. We've not seen it, so we couldn't take these sales as it was crashing or anything. We just did our thing. You just have to wait for price to for price to do the sweep, basically. So I think we should check out this trade on the stream and see if indeed we would get a one-to-one. And see if indeed we get a one-to-one. But in this trade today, we might get stopped out because this fair value gap might be an hindrance to us. So just saying, we might get stopped out because this fair value gap might pose a problem to us. But if we all observe something, there's one thing we can notice is that this crash that happened did not change the trend, did not cause a change in trend. You see that the trend, this uptrend started from here, right? This uptrend that we have started from here, right? Started from here. So this is the beginning of the swing point, and we can see price is going. Price did not close above any of the lows. Price didn't close above any of the lows. Any. Price didn't close above any of the lows. I remember all these OBs now since they've been respected. So price didn't close above any of the lows. This low, this low. Talking of that crash that happened, the crash did not lead to a change in trend. That's what I'm trying to say. But anything can happen because there's a fair value gap already here. And it seems like you see price, we can see price reacted from the fair value gap. So now price did not close out below any of those lows. So you see this low, for instance, price didn't close below it. So we didn't get a change in trend. But at the same time, the fair value gap, let's always remember the fair value gap. Anything might happen due to the fact that the fair value gap is existing here. So excuse me for a bit. All right, so I need to observe if truly price delivers one-to-one with this. But like I was saying earlier when I was yapping, like I was mentioning earlier, we didn't get this crash did not change character. But now we can now see that okay, price pulled back and then we got a break of structure down here. So something like this might you see price pulled back, the market structure shifts. Yeah, price was looking like okay, it wants to shift structure. So now as this happened, we are supposed to get a break of as this happened, the price came around here. So yes, as this happened, where price came, price is pulled back, supposed to be lower than this, but price did not go lower. Price was still actively respecting this OB, still actively respecting the OB, actively. It respected the OB. There's a tiny OB, and I'm not even seeing a fair value gap, but still, I'm not seeing a fair value gap between first and third candle. But still, it's still something. Break of structure. Break of structure. Last candle before the impossible that led to the break of structure. So let's say we're going to say, okay, this region is something. But the price comes to this region, came here, pulled back, came here, pushed back again. We didn't get a real break of structure, but here we got a break of structure. Here we then got a break of structure here. So all these things are just a lot of drama, if you ask me, a lot of drama. We usually don't trade this way. We're just trying to explain a strategy that guys can use to scalp. For one-to-one traders, it's mostly for one-to-one traders, 1:1 RR traders. So let's mark out where our one-to-one is. This is one-to-one. One-to-one is here. Let me use this to mark. So one-to-one is here, and let's see if price comes there. Let's see if price comes there. So these are one-to-one is. Let's see if price comes there. If price doesn't, not our fault. We take our L's and we live our life. And if price does, beautiful, very beautiful. So our SL will be just a little bit below, but still maintaining that 50 pips thing, 80 to 75, still maintaining that 50 pips thing. It's, anything can happen because, like I mentioned earlier, there is a fair value gap here that price tapped into. Yeah, I was looking at this fair value gap earlier today, and I was like, something might happen from this fair value gap. But due to the fact that we didn't get a change in trend, we didn't get a change in this trend before this section of drama started to happen. Before this section of drama started to happen, this I call this section of drama. For this section drama. Settings, text, color, okay. Section of drama. This section of drama. Before this section of drama came to be, we did not get a close below any of the lows in the uptrend. So I was then still like, we didn't get a close. Might not be a sell. I mean, I won't be even taking any trades here on a normal day. But based off the fact that I want to show guys that this open range breakout strategy actually works. It works when it works, and it delivers one-to-one. But today might be our lucky day. But still, we are going to still observe this section of drama that happened here. All right. Now we just observe. So yeah, price came, couldn't close below this low, pulled back, right? Market said to want to change, make a shift here. So we're probably going to get a market structure shift here. Now, if we had gotten a break of structure, we would have gotten a push to the upside. You get, yeah, we would have gotten a push. We have probably gotten a neat push to the upside to take out this guy, but that did not happen. So price came and took out this guy. Now, price, after taking out this guy, came to this same region and could not close below it. As you can see, price could not close below this region. Then it pushed back. It's pushed back up, and then we got a minor break of structure here, right? We got a minor break of structure. Price pulls back. This is a very, very humongous fair value gap, by the way. A very humongous fair value gap. So I don't like humongous fair value gaps. This is a humongous fair value gap, by the way. Price came into this region, right? Did rubbish drama. And once again, fair value gap, FVG, FVG, FVG. So now, price then came. We see that okay, it failed to still close below this low, not showing us any change in that current trend, right? That this swing movement that we had before this crash, we did not see any change. We did not see any change still in trend. So price plays around in this fair value gap, then uses it again to push to the upside, broke structure again. Uses it to push to the upside, and price broke structure again, and that break of structure. So the origin that led to the break of structure I would say it would be this little guy here, this little man here, but and I mean I can see a small fair value gap here. So now this fair value gap has done its work. That's pushed price to the upside that led to a break of structure. Maybe we should denote the break of structure. Yeah. But before I finish this trend, let me show you guys this strategy. Setting this internet consumption for these days. Yes, break of structure, price used this favor lookup, price used this favor lookup to push to the upside. Now, broke structure again. After breaking structure, right, we get the pullback. There's a baby favor lookup here. I call it a baby favor lookup. There's a baby favor lookup here. Do you know that there are times when price respects even the baby favor lookups too? I had one trade like that. Price tapped the baby favor lookup and crashed. Tapped it and crashed. Tapped the baby favor lookup, tiny favor lookup like this, and price crashed with it. So you can see this is another baby favor lookup around here, right? A baby favor lookup, let's even say this is B. Though I don't think I want to take my trade with this thing. It just looks weird. Or I mean, we won't even be trading this in the first place. So yes, say that is OB. Because okay, this is the last candle before the impulsive move and led to this break of structure. So now that now brings us to this trade that we are currently on. And now what are we doing? We are observing, as we always do here. We are observing this gigantic favor lookup. This gigantic favor lookup has done its thing. Very massive favor lookup, by the way. It has come and it has done its thing. So, yeah. Price starting to hit, price started to crash down. So now, what are we doing? Simply observing. Let's write our anchor words. Observation, very important. Patience, and proper risk management. Observation, patience, and proper risk management. That is how we flow. We observe, very important. It is very important to observe, and we stay patient. You know, patience in the sense that you don't give price an excuse. You don't start giving market reason to follow that trade. No, there are times when we see something that looks like a sweep. We see something that looks like a sweep, and then the sweep of that sweep. We see something that looks like a sweep, and then they pull back, and the sweep of that sweep, and then we suddenly start thinking that, oh, price is ready for us. But I have learned to always remind myself that it doesn't work that way. You have to calm down, be patient, and observe. This is not a pullback. It's not the pullback we want, right? It's not the pullback we want. We want a sweep, a pullback where like candles come back, maybe to say the 50% or whatever, then it break of structure again. That is a sweep of that sweep, that swept range high. A pullback, markets start to show signs of shifting structure. Then we get a change of character. Then we wait for a pullback, take the favor lookup one OB and follow it. That is in a sell situation, and in a buy situation, it's just that upside down. And as you can see, it's pushing nicely. And this is our one-to-one TP. So let's see if it hits our one-to-one TP. Let's see. This is one-to-one. This is one-to-one. This is one-to-two. One-to-two. This is one-to-two, TP2. And This is 1, 2, 3. Anything can happen, guys, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. So this is 1 to 1, this is 1 to 2, and this is 1 to 3. Our full TP is all aligned. So now observe. We 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 observe. I mean, we are observing. We are always observing. Observation. Observation. Observation is very important. So yeah, here we are. We're just trying to see what price is going to do. If it's going to give us the one-to-one that we desire. If price gives us the one-to-one, then end of stream. If price gives us the one-to-one, end of stream, we rest and let price do the thing. Let's let price do its thing. This was a nice candle close. I don't know what's wrong with this guy.
So I've been work for solution today.
Huh? What's happening? Oh. Golds. 11 golds. Okay. 11 gold. I think I'll do this. Let me tweak this. Let's take it to the left. This guy. Let's take it to the left. But this was a nice candle closer and then golfing candle for that matter. Why are you acting like what I don't know? Why are you acting like what I don't know? It's TP1 now. I watch TV. So they are doing me, I don't understand. That is very beautiful engulfing candle. Let's check that thing. My phone is about to die. Is that eh? Okay, if you say so. This stream seems like it's going to be long. Oh, that's because because one man don't give us the one and let us get off this stream. Oh, like please. Let's play Eilish. Let me listen to Eilish. Try and listen like that. Why are you hating on Ocean Eyes? Ocean Eyes is beautiful. I was going to play blue. I don't know what this. I don't know what this. I don't know what this gold wants. If you guys know what gold wants, you can comment about it. Don't really. I don't know why you guys always forget that it's a stream, and you guys are always bringing your naked fine bodies. BLUE. It should be blue. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. I use it to save water. Put it back there. Put it back on that spot. Yeah, clean. And you go too. You are literally one overall. You can wear the overall when you are going. Yes. Put it. See this. Can't you see the spot? Being somebody's song on stream, they sue me for copyright. They sue me for copyright. Copywriting. Okay. I thought I'll get charges for copyright because I played somebody's song in a video I posted. Damn. So what's the point? I didn't think about that. I just thought about it now. But usually TikTok videos have sounds now. And soca. Soca. Nandato. Comes with the territory. Comes with the territory. I just thought to put on some music. I mean, I listen to the music every day for free. Every day for free. So why can't I just listen to my music? Because I mean, it's on a stream that I'm going to upload on YouTube. That would be so bad. But I would pay attention to that so I don't do that again. Ordinary one-to-one. Ordinary one-to-one. Ordinary one-to-one. 60 pips. Ordinary 60 pips. That's what you are failing to push. It's basically even 50 pips. Give us this day. Give us our daily bread now. I've been a drama king, drama queen, Jerry. What am I being? Okay. All right. 10 more pips. 10 more. It's even exactly 10 pips. 10 more pips. 10 more pips. 10 more pips. And we would witness the birth of a miracle. They this candle push the 10 pips now. Oh, the worst of the worst. Ugh. Doesn't look like it wants to be very honest. Good is lazy. I thought there was news. Destiny head. Oh, I read, not head. I read. You're almost there. You're almost there. You're almost there. The 1:1 RR. We're almost there. Come on. Hit our TP1 so we can end this stream. One of these days, I would try YouTube live. One of these days, but I don't have a microphone. Can you imagine? That was so close to TP1. So close to TP1. But I believe we've been able to prove that it works, and you'd most definitely get your 1:1 RR. You most definitely get your 1:1 RR. I think we've been able to prove that you'd most likely, there's a high probability you get your 1:1 RR if you use this method. And if you want to now do more, if you want to now do more, you have to know the direction, the trend direction to do more. So now the reason, as you can see, that I stretched out this to about 1 to 3, and I might probably hold my current running trades. Of course, anything I do on anything I record here, I take the trade. And let's make sure I take the trade. So yeah, I'm actually taking the trade. So yes, the reason why I put it all the way up here is due to the fact that I feel that we might get some buys. We might get buys. They might not be long, but we might get buys. We might get buys because we've seen the birth of a new trend. Because now we're witnessing the birth of a new trend. Ish. Trend-ish. Probably witnessing the birth of a new trend-ish. Yeah. Because I mean, market structure shift, break of structure, market structure shift, break of structure, pull back. So at least a break of this structure. At least a break of this, a sweep of this high. At least. At least a sweep of that high before we start to panic. But let us not forget that this scary fair value gap is still very active. So bad for business. Gigantic fair value gaps are bad for I just want 1:1 error, so that I can stop this record. Just ordinary 1:1 error. Simple 1:1. Keep us 1:1. Let's end the stream, and everybody can go home and be happy. Oops. Oops. Minimum seconds, 10 seconds, yes. At least close respectively. At least close respectively. Not bad. Not bad, maybe. I don't know. Probably not bad. I do not know. I'm getting exhausted. My dreadlocks are long. This up. I think I'll just wrap this up. At this point, I think I'm going to wrap this up. We have to wrap this up. How long has this gone on for? I don't know how long the meeting. CHF. This one's trading. USHF. We only trade gold here. We only trade gold. Anything you see here is fallacy. It's not us. Only trade. It's 30. There was that century where that century. Which is this one? I don't that put all these thoughts on US 30. You shall chop yourself back to back. BTC. Where's our BTC? Where is our BTC? Okay. TP1 hits 1:1 are secured. So it works when it works. And you get 1:1 90% of the time. I'm not going to say 80%. 90% of the time, you get 1:1. And TP1 hits, you get 1:1. You can rest easy. You can drink Zobo and watch TV, which I'm about to go and do. Bye, guys. Done for today. Or do you want to see it go above TP1? Okay, maybe we should wait and watch it go above TP1. Anyways, let's do a quick re-explanation of what it is. Right, let's do a quick re-explanation of what it is. Now, like I explained earlier, for my side of the world, it is the 1:00 candle. That's when Asian session starts. That's when New York session starts now. So I switch to the 15 minutes, the 1:00, it closes by 1:15. Oh, you can see it has pushed above TP1. It has pushed above TP1. So we can't even argue with the results anymore. It has pushed above TP1. So yes. Oh, I didn't take a shot. I didn't take a screenshot. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Anyways. Yes. So at 1:15, this is 1:15, this is 1:00. That's by 1:00 the session starts. The candle closes by 1:15. So by the time the candle closes by 1:15, I mark out the high and the low of the candle. Then I switch to 5 minutes. Then I wait for price to break and close above the high or break and close below the low. Point is there's a break and close, right? There's a break and close above or below. Yes. Now, after waiting for price to do that very thing, I then what then do I do? Sorry. Wait for price to close above or below. Then yes, wait for the retest. Wait for the retest. Then I'm a 1:1 trader. I draw out my 1:1 and follow price 1:1. But If you know the direction that price is heading in, then you can try 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 7, 1 to 74. As long as you know the direction price is going in, you can use this to get an entry to follow it that direction. But imagine it was a break and close below the low. We will only target 1 to 1. We would not even try and go beyond 1 to 1. It might then go beyond 1 to 1, but with everything we've seen so far, I did not think a sell would happen. I did not think a sell would be happening again. Because I mean, look at everything we've been looking at so far. This region held price in place. This zone held price in place. 1, 2. Then it pushed, pulled back, broke structure. 1, pulled back, broke structure. 1, pulled back, broke structure. 2. And then it's pulled back and we might get a new break of structure. 3. So easy. Stephanie, that is that about that. Bye guys. Stay safe. Always remember observation, patience, and proper risk management. Jana. Jana. Sayonara.